Howdy! This is the Gene Machine, coming at you live from the corner of my bedroom. You know what makes open world games so great? If you guessed anything regarding the story, characters, music, or all of the above, well, you would be wrong. No, what makes open world games so great is that open world aspect, and take it from me, I managed to get past a third of the story in GTA, so I basically know everything about open world games, okay? Now, jokes aside, what I can say for sure is that what makes the hype in an open world game is that open world aspect. I mean, for example, do you think that any open world game would have had the same amount of hype if it was shown to actually have a loading screen every time you turn the corner? There's something about knowing you can run down a path for 10 minutes and still be loaded in the same scene that really hypes up a game. I mean, one of the big talks about the next generation of consoles is even the idea of loading screens becoming a thing in the past. So, now with all that said, put yourself in the eyes of a greedy mobile game company employee, tasked with creating an advertisement for said mobile game. When you create an ad, you obviously want to show the things in your game that can generate the most hype. So what happens when your game has subpar graphics, poor gameplay mechanics, and overall just a bad presentation that wouldn't entice a viewer in the slightest? Well, that's exactly what the company behind Goddess Primal Chaos did. Let's go ahead and show the ad on the screen. Now, to sum this up, this ad simply shows the character you control walking in what can be assumed as an open world environment, and all the while cycling through the 4 seasons to show that the game has different weather and season mechanics in the same environment. All of this in a graphically stunning presentation for a mobile game. Now, of course, from face value, that's exactly what this ad is, but as you know, all Gene Machine viewers have more than double-digit brain cells, so obviously we can all agree that this is fake. First off, the graphics and the map itself are all a flat-out lie. The graphics in the real game are massively dumbed down to fit the hardware limitations of a phone, and the map you see in the ad is simply a pre-rendered map created solely for the purpose of this ad, and so as such, you won't visit anywhere like this in the game, let alone in this perspective, considering the game is in a top-down perspective. On top of that, the UI and icons are all different than that of the in-game UI. Now, I'm not actually quite sure on the actual images within those icons, so I'll give the game the benefit of the doubt and assume that those belong to the company. However, the border of those icons and literally everything on the other side of the screen are all different than that of the game. Now, this isn't something new or anything. A lot of companies that create fake ads like this like to use a completely different UI graphic, which I never really understand. I mean, it's not like the in-game UI is worse than the UI shown in the ad, and so I don't really know exactly why they do this. Though if I had to guess, and this is just an observation, not a fact, just to make that clear, but my guess would be that they wouldn't want anything to resemble the game, so that just in case they're to go to court over this ad, they're able to say that this has nothing to do with the game without the plaintiff then pointing out that the game and the ad have the same UI, you know? Again, though, that's just an observation. Next up, let's talk about the character herself. I will admit, I think almost everything about this ad looks impressive, disregarding its legitimacy, but that's almost everything. The character? My God, the character. Who walks like that? Look, if I sped the clip up and added the Flintstones running sound effect, would you have any doubts that this is the true ad? The hands flailing around are what kills me the most. She looks like that kid in middle school who gets self-conscious about how they walk, so they try to mimic the kids around them but end up exaggerating it. And this is all topped with the fact that the joystick at the bottom left doesn't even match up with the direction the character is walking. The character is walking purely in a straight line, whereas the joystick makes it look like she's swaying left and right. If she followed the inputs of the joystick, she'd look something a little bit more like this. Some other quick things to mention about the consistency in this ad is first the profile icon in the top left. If you haven't noticed already, it looks nothing like the actual character, and that includes the ears and the outfit she's wearing. And finally, the music playing in the ad, which if you want to hear what it sounds like, link to the source ad will be in the description. It's some kind of epic trailer music. You know, the kind of music that you'd expect from a trailer that would get people jumping out of their seats clapping. Like, could anyone picture a scenario where a crowd watches this and goes, "Oh my God, she's walking! Guys, she's walking!" Overall, this is a pathetic attempt to lure people into your game, and it's sad to see that there's a huge amount of people who have likely fallen for this exact ad. I'd recommend staying away from Goddess Primal Chaos, as this is far from the only fake ad they have in their roster. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching the video. Do you have an ad you'd like to see make it into the video and or want to join an active community that shares the same feelings towards mobile game ads as you do? Feel free to join the Discord then, link to which will be in the description, and feel free to follow me on Twitter and Twitch at GeneMachine99. And most importantly, I dream of this channel one day being an influence in the crackdown of mobile game ads, so if you want to help see that become a reality one day, be sure to subscribe. And with all that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay real.